Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto's News with me, your cryptocurrency news host, Crypto. So it's really exciting to be here. I'm at the Grand Canyon right now and I wanted to get a video out there, so I figured it would make an awesome site for you guys as far as a place to make a cryptocurrency video. And I wanted to share some news on what's going on. So to get right into it, let's talk about first some opportunities for lack of fees. You might have been trying to withdraw your money from Coinbase and paying the network fee when it comes to Bitcoin or maybe even Ethereum. And we all know that Coinbase started charging fees to customers who use the platform recently. However, if you use GDAX, their exchange, and you make a withdrawal into fiat, or into a different exchange, for example, your wallet, you're not going to pay those fees if you're on GDAX, which is pretty awesome, even though it's linked right to Coinbase. If you already have a Coinbase account, you go to gdax.com and you can go ahead and set yourself up with an account there really easily, and it's pretty much free to transfer in between. Also, another thing that's not really known very much is that if you make a limit order on an exchange like on GDAX instead of Coinbase. So let's say you want to switch some Bitcoin for Ether or whatever it is. You make yourself, or even buy with US dollars, some Bitcoin. Instead of just hitting market buy on gdax.com, if you go ahead and make a limit order, even if it's below whatever price you're at, you're going to get your Bitcoin at the best possible price, or whatever limit order price you make, and you're not gonna have to pay a fee. Also works with margin trading, so it's really cool if you're working with GDAX to make short and long positions as they enabled recently. So I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. But really awesome. We just got 12,000 subscribers, so thank you guys. I mean, if it wasn't for you guys constantly watching this channel, hitting like and telling friends about it and sharing these videos, I wouldn't be able to make these for you. So I'm very happy and very grateful to you guys. Just want to share that. I want to give a thanks to the gentleman who went ahead and sent me some Ether. The gentleman who sent me some Bitcoin. You sent me 0.02 Bitcoin. Thank you so much. You know who you are from the comment section. That's really kind of you. And furthermore news, I did want to mention to you guys, I wrote some notes here, so I'm just taking a look every once in a while. Oh yeah, so Bitcoin, we talked about the user-activated soft fork, UASF, as a possible way that Bitcoin will move forward to scale. It's gaining traction. It's up 8 times the number of nodes since it's really recently come to the limelight. It's a way for SegWit, segregated witness, to get passed without necessarily having to get a 95 or 90% minor consensus, and it'll be more node-based. And the issue with it is that the code isn't yet ready, but a lot of different people are signaling support for it as a way to move forward. So that's where Bitcoin is at right now, but it hasn't found a way to scale or to get the community together just yet. Also, but yeah, I'm just going through no particular order when it comes to the news. So the next thing I want to share with you guys is the Trustlines network. This is really neat. It's a company that's working to build, or a group of people who are working to build Ripple on the Ethereum network, Trustlines. The way that it works is that it works with Trustlines to create a kind of currency payment. So if you go, for example, to the bank, it works around IOUs, right? Because our dollars, our US dollars, for example, it could be anything wherever you're at, the pound, the won, are really managed currently by a central bank. And so we trust the bank to give us our funds when our funds get direct deposit from wherever we work, for example, right? And to give us that money and then we give it back. It's really an IOU system that it works around, but from a very centralized location, whether it's the central bank or whatever it is. So the Ripple idea originally came out in 2004. The way that it works is that it involves creating lines of credit between people. And for example, I had a friend, his name was Guillermo, and we had this friendship card. A friendship card. So if I want him to do something for me, that's a kind of like a line of credit in a simplified way. I want him to go ahead and eat Taco Bell today with me, and he wants McDonald's really bad, but I'm like, nope, I have the friend card. We have this imaginary card that we call the friend card. That means you have to do whatever I say when you're holding this card, and we would trade it back and forth. So I'd be like, you have to eat Taco Bell because I have the friend card now. And then he'd be like, dang it, and you'd have to eat Taco Bell. And the next time he'd be like, Omar, I dare you to jump into that swimming pool with your clothes on, and I would be like, I don't want to, and he'd be like, I have the French card now, so the friend card now, so he'd give it back to me. So that's a simplified way of kind of describing the way that it works. Imagine that was $1 or a form of money, or one Ripple, or whatever the token's going to be on Trustlines, and you get the idea. So we have a line of credit, right? But our line of credit in that situation is pretty much our line of credit. I couldn't really spend more friendship cards than I had. I had to wait for him to give it back to me. So we had an IOU system going on, and that was our payment system for different activities that we wanted to share together or to get the other person to do. So that's pretty much how banks work, but they charge interest on behalf of creating that money. Most of the money that exists is because of interest that was charged and somebody paying back, and that money created the interest. So imagine, for example, that I have another friend come into the group, and his name is Paco, and we only have one friendship card. So I give my friendship card. Well, I have the friendship card now, but I don't really trust Paco that much. But Guillermo really trusts Paco, and so I say, you know, I really want Paco to do this for me. He is a really good drum set player, and I want him to play in my band. But you know, I don't trust him that much. So I don't think, or he doesn't trust me that much. I don't think that my friendship card, he's gonna trust me with the friendship card, and I'll be like, yo, and it worked back and forth that way. So what we do is we have an intermediary, Guillermo, because we're both friends with Guillermo, who is our trust line between both of us. And so I'll be like, you know what? I'll give you, Guillermo, my friend card, and then you give that friend card over to Paco because he trusts you, and then you know, me and Paco, I can pay Paco or have him join the band because now he has a friend card that he trusts from you that he can exchange for whatever with you, Guillermo. And so that's pretty much how the whole system works when it comes to Ripple or this new Trustlines network being built on Ethereum smart contracts. And it becomes ever more complicated as more people use whatever currency or IOU is created. And so you have all these different trust lines in which lines of credit are created and opened. It gets a lot more complicated rather than just one. Imagine being $1,000. I trust this friend more than I trust that friend. You create different lines of credit, and then you can pay different people using this way. Simplified version of it, but less fees to a middleman in a decentralized way. So Ripple kind of stopped development, hasn't moved forward as in such a way, and there's nothing like it yet on the Ethereum network, although I heard that they were going to plan on making Ripple be linked to the Ethereum network, but I don't know where that's gone. However, this Trustlines network already has a white paper, they already have a prototype that's working, they already have a website with a really cool FIQ that apparently is really, really necessary in any company, and now they're looking to start development. So they're inviting people to head over to their Slack. If you're interested, go ahead and head over there and give them advice on what you think and what they can do better to make it a better platform. So the next thing that I want to talk about is First Blood. They have their alpha out. If you guys were around, they had an ICO. First Blood is pretty neat if you're a gamer or you're into games. For example, I used to play Counter-Strike, right? But eventually Counter-Strike got really boring to me. It's like an FPS game where they're terrorists, we're counter-terrorists, and you kind of pop the other guy. When your team's dead, you start over, you go to the next round. Sure, you can level up or whatever it is, and maybe you earn some skins in the game from winning enough matches, but really there's not much monetary compensation if you're not trying to sell those skins illegally off of the website. On a different website or whatever it is, like World of Warcraft. So if you wanted to make money, there's not really many ways for you to make money. So First Blood is a way for you to monetize matches. So let's say I challenged a friend to a one-on-one match or whatever it is. Then we could both put down $5, say I'm the best, he says he's the best, and then whoever wins, the blockchain automatically, the First Blood smart contract system built on Ethereum automatically looks at that match, sees who won, and pays out appropriately after that money leaves that held account to the person who won. So it's a way for competitive gaming to exist. And they already have an alpha out that just came out, and you can, for example, play Dota out there. So people love their League of Legends style games or whatever it is, their MOBA games. So that's pretty cool to see that they're actually doing it. People were concerned that they might not even have a working version ever out, and how many people are actually going to be using First Blood, because how big is the gamer market? But it's ever growing. People are ever more interested, including the female gender. So you have a lot of people continually getting interested in games that weren't there before, and a younger demographic that's getting older who are. So it's possible it could return a lot more. Plus, it's not on many exchanges yet. So if you're able to pick up some First Blood tokens that already exist, they might grow in value as they get added to more and more exchanges. So another thing I want to share, let me go check here real quick. CharityChain.io. So you have this charity chain, and they're trying to gain the ability for different NGOs or non-governmental organizations to be funded. For example, you could donate to a charity, and the blockchain automatically checks if that makes sure that money goes where it's appropriate, and you can verify that your money that you donated went where it was. It wasn't being mishandled by a certain money manager, and yeah, so people weren't taking money and putting it where it doesn't deserve to go. So, for example, I'm on Walmart, and I see a charity that says at Walmart, donate money to help starving NBA basketball players. And I say, you know what, I really feel for these starving NBA basketball players, and I feel like they deserve $16 so that they can be fed for a whole year, the whole team. And if I get that $16 together, then they can all eat. And but you know, I don't want to give my money to Walmart because I'm not on that little click pad when you swipe your card and says would you like to donate. I don't want to necessarily click donate because I'm not sure exactly where that money is going. Maybe they send it to the Walmart fund. Maybe Walmart takes a little profit out of it. Some of the other money managers who make sure it gets out to the basketball players who are starving take some money out of it. I'm not even sure where it goes. So half the time you might not even feel, I don't even feel like donating because I'm not sure where that line is going, even though I want to help out. So with something like CharityChain.io, it all lives on the blockchain. For example, the starving basketball players would make an Ethereum account wallet, right? So everybody knows that this person owns that Michael Jordan owns this wallet. We want to donate to him, and that's his account for his NGO. A non-governmental organization, by the way, is a charity that's not registered with a charity commission for tax reasons or whatever it is. That's what an NGO is. It's a loophole, let's call it that. So anyway, let's say it's a charity. So I want to donate to the Michael Jordan charity to help him out because he's starving. And so what I do is I say, you know what, guys, I would like to raise some money on Twitter, on Facebook, whatever it is. I put down $8 into this account, into CharityChain, $8, but I need to raise the other $8 because I want to give him $16. So if everybody could please just donate whatever you can, 50 cents would be great. Then I will get another 16 people to each put 50 cents, and then the whole fund will get locked up. My $8 plus the $8 I got from different sources would get locked up. I'd have $16 total. I would ask everybody to unblock it, prove to them that, hey, yo, that money's going to go to Michael Jordan, and then they would, yeah, that's a big B. Whoa. Anyway, they would basically go ahead and unblock that funds, say they agree that Michael Jordan should get all that money, it'd fill the account appropriately, and then all 100% of those $16 would go to that address that we agreed to help out with solidarity. Solidarity meaning helping, all believing in one cause and helping to push it forward. So we could all fund different organizations, fund Kickstarters, whatever it is, with CharityChain.io. Hopefully it'll be a good way to make charities more trustworthy for people. And so they're inviting people to head over and give them advice for different things on how to move the platform forward. So go ahead and look up CharityChain if you're interested. Another thing that I would like to share is that the finance ministry, the finance department of Russia is looking into making, by 2018, they've just recently got an interview to Bloomberg, one of the biggest news article sites, and said that they would like to really make Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies a way for people around Russia to pay, considered a payment thing, just like Japan did, a payment means. And this goes after about a year ago, they went ahead and said on Bloomberg that they just were saying they were going to give jail time to people who used digital currencies. So they've kind of gone like a complete 180. And a woman, Miss Oleg, what's her name? I wrote it down. Let me see. Miss Governor Olga Skorobogatova said in February that authorities will decide if digital currencies can be considered by just middle of this year, if they'll be considered payments. But now, let's see, Deputy Governor... Oh yeah, the Deputy Finance Minister Alexei Moiseev said in an interview, however, that by 2018, they should be considering Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies a payment means as a way to stop fraud and stop money laundering, and because they'll be able to more easily keep track, for example, of watching which bank accounts buy Bitcoin of that money and allow it to be more truthful. So in a way, that's a good thing. In a way, it's a little more of the eyes in the sky kind of thing that we always see. But yeah, go ahead and head to the Bloomberg if you're interested in learning more about Russia integrating Bitcoin as a payment currency. So the next thing I want to say is Blockchain Capital raised in their ICO $10 million on the first day, which is not surprising considering that you needed at least a minimum of $200,000 on average as your salary in the United States in order to invest in the ICO. I guess the rich do get richer. But they raise that money real quick. And I think it's going to be a successful project, just like I said in that last video where I said you should look into that ICO if you're able to invest. They invest in companies, especially in the blockchain, that they want to fund into being successful technologically. And the last thing that I want to mention is Broadridge just completed a pilot program. Broadridge is a company that helps infrastructure spending costs be reduced by different companies so that they can better fund other things that are more important, like building their company core values or whatever it is. So in this example, they're helping JP Morgan Chase & Company, they're helping Banco Santander, one of the biggest commercial retail and commercial banks, and they're helping Northern Trust, a company out of Chicago that has like almost $6 trillion of assets under their custody and management. So some of the biggest banks basically are working with Broadridge to allow them to spend less using blockchain technology, especially with the Ethereum ecosystem and smart contract system. That's pretty neat. The first thing, the pilot programs, that they basically like a beta program that they ran for these different banks, involved using the blockchain technology to stop proxy voting. To allow proxy voting. So, for example, I used to have like Facebook stock, and I would get these annual shareholder meetings. Basically, it's taking place in 2 months, and it'll be in Santa Barbara, California. And you're welcome to come and vote on the future of what Facebook does. It depends on how many shares of Facebook you had, for example. However, I couldn't necessarily attend because I was living in Miami, Florida at the time. So they gave me information on how to vote by proxy, or to have somebody vote for me, or to do it by mail, whatever it is. But how do I trust that my vote actually is being counted, or that my vote is going to the right place, or that somebody isn't cheating my vote or cheating many different votes? You can't. So this pilot program basically used the Ethereum smart contract system to create trust with the proxy voting system to allow people to vote for the future of whatever company using Ethereum. So that's probably the first of many different infrastructure spending costs, because this proxy voting thing probably costs a lot of money to companies. So just one way that these companies can be more profitable by using the Ethereum network that I want to share with you. Anyway, yeah, it looks like Ethereum's about to finish a bull pennant, a big bull pennant that's coming up this week, so it could possibly go up in value. Got a lot of news moving forward that's going to come up. I'm talking about Metropolis, I'm talking about Casper, I'm talking about the Raiden network being like 78% complete, their code, the Lightning network. Let's just say it's better to be early than late, so you might not want to sell this early on. And it's pretty much at the flat line, which is good, because it's been like the volume has been decreasing, and the volume was going, the price was either going up or down, and now it's just like less and less. So it's either going to break up or down. I think up is likely if we get some good news very soon. Bitcoin, unfortunately, hasn't found a way to scale. And so I think you got to look not just at the price now or where you think it's going to be in a week, but think about the future. And as all of this news comes out, which cryptocurrency you think is going to get the most news and the most attention. And then if you're trying to just make money, I think Ethereum probably presents the best opportunity with what's coming out and releases, just to make a short-term profit, even if you don't believe in the technology, which if you guys have been following this channel for a while, you know that I do, and I do think it's the future, and it has the most potential, the most leadership, and the most excitement as far as developers and even companies like I just talked about, just wanting to build on it. And I encourage you to do some learning, look up Solidity, the language for Ethereum. If you're a developer, look up different Ethereum meetups are happening all around the country where you can talk to people face to face and learn more. Make sure you check out this channel. Keep you guys updated, not just on this, but other things. But I've been road tripping pretty much on a personal note across the US, and so I haven't had much time to do videos and in the last few days, but I do take all of your advice and comments seriously. Like Claire told me, it would be awesome to get like a weekly blockchain cryptocurrency review on a certain cryptocurrency. I really like that idea, and I would love to do that more. You guys have been asking for PIVX videos. What's the difference between masternodes, this and that? I would love to do that too, but right now I just don't have much time. It's limited, so I just want to give you the main bullet points that I think are quite interesting going on. And I will be looking into all your advice as soon as I'm more settled in Los Angeles, which hopefully is not too long from now. So I'm Crypto. Please remember to hit subscribe if you haven't. Please remember to hit like. Helps other people find this video when they search for whatever information. It's in the hashtag or in the title or information about First Blood and their alpha or whatever it is. Make sure that you comment your thoughts. below on any of these topics. I would love to hear. And if you see one like next to your comment, that means I read it. I'm gonna start liking every single comment as I read them. I do read them all. So if you just see one like and nobody else comments, know that I read it. Make sure you share this on your favorite site. So I'm Crypto, stay cryptic, and thank you so much for watching.